to be a human being, to be respected as a human being, to be given the rights of a human being in this society, on this earth, in this day, which we intend to bring into existence by any means necessary.
Apostle Claver T. Kamau-Imani on RagingElePhantsRadio.com.
Hey, what's up, Saints and Patriots? Apostle Claver T. Kamau-Imani, RagingElePhantsRadio.com, the rebellious voice of Texas liberty. So happy to be with you. It's been an extremely busy week. It started like last Friday. I'll fill you in a moment. But first of all, it's great to be back live streaming again on Facebook Live. You can go to Facebook.com/RagingElePhantsRadio if you want to check us out. Check me out on the Facebook live stream. One of the things that we were able to get fixed this week was the interface between the video streamer and Facebook. So that got fixed. It was relatively easy. I'm just not an expert. Or you can check us out on the Raging Elephants Radio video YouTube channel, RER Video. You can find that at RagingElePhantsRadio.com, the website. Just scroll down, and in the right column, you'll see the YouTube window, and you'll see the little bug that says Live Now. You can click on that, and then you can see my beautiful international model's face. I used to do this program naked until, by popular demand, I started doing video streaming. It's been quite some time since we've been able to do Facebook. Got everything all straightened out. It's great to be back on Facebook Live until, of course, they censor us off. Today's program, two fantastic ladies. She hasn't been here in a while, but she is a Raging Elephants Radio contributor. It's Tracy Shannon, and the box that rocks. She usually comes in on a Friday, but we may have to change her to Thursdays because she is a working lady. I'm not going to say working girl because that has the wrong connotations, and I'm sure Angela wouldn't appreciate it. Tracy Shannon today, and Angela the box that rocks. And also, there's a couple of more sessions left with the Texas Nationalist Movement's Legislative Action Workshop, and I want to go over those with you, and I want to sort of review some of the sessions that we've already had with TNM's Legislative Action Workshop. Been phenomenal, and if you've missed them, the videos are archived, and you do want to go check them out. Now, I saw this on Sunday on the Foxes, and I was totally blown away. I couldn't believe this. On the Foxes, you guys, I'm sure many of you that are watching, listening right now, you are fans of Waters' World. Jesse Waters, part of the stars of one of the stars of the 5 that airs at 4 p.m. Texas time. One of the only 2 programs, infotainment programs that they don't repeat during the day. They don't do a replay of the 5, and they don't do a replay of Martha McCallum, the story, for whatever reason. So Jesse Waters also has a second program, as many of you know, that airs on Sundays. Channel surfing wasn't anything good on, so I went over to the Foxes, and there was Waters' World, his program. And towards the end of the program, he does a feature or a segment. I guess it's meant to have some levity to it. Jesse Waters, whenever he delivers the news, no matter how hard-hitting, there always seems to be just a slight tinge of levity to it. Heavy sarcasm, but a slight tinge of levity. He does it in a lighthearted way. He's not a Mark Levin that, tries to rip the jugular out. So, Barbra Streisand, now in this segment, Barbra Streisand has made a controversial comment about women who vote for Donald Trump. And I'm going to play the segment for you. But really don't worry about Jesse Waters, or don't worry about the conversation dealing with Barbra Streisand, Barbara, B-A-R-B-R-A. The only person I know in the world that spells Barbara, B-A-R-B-R-A, Barbra Streisand. Don't worry about all of that. I want you to focus on the couple that Jesse Waters is interviewing. I want you to focus on the couple named Chris and Holly Turner, because we have to talk about what Jesse Waters did, and we have to talk about what Fox News allowed. It's straight propaganda. It's straight fake news. And I'm going to tell you how, and I'm going to tell you why. First, check out the video. This aired Sunday night on Fox News, Waters World, Jesse Waters.
If you're a woman who voted for Donald Trump, turns out you're too stupid to make your own decisions.
Oh, by the way, if you want to see the video, you can see it on the YouTube channel and on Facebook Live. You'll be able to see it. But here's the segment, and it's crazy.
According to Barbra Streisand, who told the Daily Mail, quote, "I love my country, and it's painful to see democracy being assaulted, institutions being assaulted, and women being assaulted. A lot of women vote the way their husbands vote. They don't believe enough in their own thoughts. Maybe that woman who's so articulate, so experienced, and so fit for the presidency, Hillary, was too intimidating." Wow. Holly and Chris Turner, married, who both support Donald Trump and voted for him, join me now.
Okay, the first thing I want you to recognize and realize, look at the backdrop. Look at the background, okay? The backdrop is the White House. Whether they did a green screen or it's actually a backdrop, big thing like this, big banner, floor banner that's acting as a backdrop. Okay, notice married couple, Trump supporters, DC in the background.
And Chris, start with you, Holly. Did your husband tell you to vote for Donald Trump?
Absolutely not, Jesse. I mean, I don't let my husband tell me what type of creamer to put in my coffee, never mind who to vote for. I mean, is this the stupidest thing Barbra Streisand has ever said?
Well, it's a long list.
But do we know of any woman who has actually said that she voted for the person that her husband told her to vote for? No one has come forward that I know of.
I mean, she is stuck in the 1960s, but probably even farther back than that. I mean, I don't think in this day and age, in 2018, we have Beyonce, you have Hillary, all these powerful women and the Me Too movement and everything, that a husband can tell any wife who to vote for. I mean, I know so many husbands that are whipped themselves.
Okay,
Chris.
So the thing that I want to really emphasize here is you don't know who these people are, other than they are supposedly a married couple that are Trump supporters. That's all you know. Married couple, Trump supporters. You don't know where they are from. You don't know what they do. You don't know anything about them except they're a married couple and Trump supporters. Well, I've got news for you, Saints and Patriots. I know who Chris Turner is and who Holly Turner is. I know who they are. And I'm going to tell you who they are. And I think what Jesse Waters and Fox News has done here is straight up propaganda. I was discussing this with some buddies, specifically a buddy, and when I gave him the lowdown on what I'm about to tell you, the first words out of his mouth, wow, propaganda. You're not going to believe this. Holly and Chris are Texans, and I'm going to tell you what they do, what they have done, and why they are disgraced. Fake news, propaganda on the Fox News channel. I'll tell you how in just a moment. Don't cut the stream, because if you're not listening, you're not learning. RagingElePhantsRadio.com. It's no secret about the censorship that big technology companies are practicing as we speak. Are there ways to get around this? For us, the Raging Elephants Radio, and for you, the Raging Elephants Radio app is the way to do that. It gives us direct communication to you with no middleman. No Facebook, no Google, no Twitter. Raging Elephants Radio and you in direct connection. No interception. Beat the censorship. Download the Raging Elephants Radio app.
Hey, this is Barry the Music Man with the Doc Green Show, and one of their most beloved sponsors is BDAC and Heat. I'll tell you what, last summer when it was hotter than heck, my air conditioner went south for the winter. So I called BDAC and Heat. He came out the next day and put in a new, quiet, efficient system. My electric bill dropped 50%. So if you have an AC problem, you need to give Galen a call. So call Galen Beatty at 281-222-9591 or bdacandheat.com. 281-222-9591. Start saving money and be cool today.
TV and radio are great mediums for mass instruction, but for those times when you just want to hold something in your hands, there is the Damn Good Times. I still love the newspaper, but I'm tired of the liberal bias. That's why I reach for the Damn Good Times. Always full of interesting stories and great information, and you can have it delivered to your doorstep by calling 281-332-5710 or sending an email to news@thedamngoodtimes.com. Just $50 a year will get a full subscription. It's a great gift for all the patriots you know. Do it now.
Hartman, the power of proven results.
One of the premier property management companies in Texas, providing below market rates with above market amenities and service. Hartman has owned and operated commercial office properties since 1983, offering premium office space at an affordable price by saving businesses a significant amount of money by keeping taxes, utilities, and maintenance low. With over 30 years in commercial leasing in Houston, San Antonio, and Dallas, we have learned exactly what our customers require.
Hartman, the power of proven results.
Managed on Christian principles with a strong dedication to community benevolence. Whether you need 1,000 or 10,000 square foot of office space, Hartman has that space in one of nearly 50 Texas locations.
Hartman, the power of proven results.
Energy efficient buildings, customer friendly experts, supporters of conservative causes. A Texas owned and operated business for 30 years. A proud corporate sponsor of RagingElePhantsRadio.com.
Hartman, the power of proven results.
Visit Hartman online, hi-REIT.com. Call 800-880-2212 or click the ad on RagingElePhantsRadio.com.
Green Air Technology will sanitize, sterilize, and defunkifies your home. Our treatment utilizes a high-output biocleaner to eradicate bacteria, germs, and airborne pathogens and allergens in any home, vehicle, or facility. So if your facility or home smells funky like a bow-legged monkey, call Green Air Technologies. We are dedicated to eliminating odor and airborne contaminants at home, at work, or even in your vehicle. Now featuring Biosphere. Call Jim Green at 346-254-9217 or go to greenairtech.com. 346-254-9217 or go to greenairtech.com.
Hey, this is Claver. I want to take a few seconds to give you some words of encouragement. Go after the dream. Some of you have embraced the dream of having your own talk show. Congratulations. You've got a lot to say, and you have the confidence to believe you can do a great job. You should start on RagingElePhantsRadio.com. Purchasing your own block time is cheap. Yeah, a lot cheaper than your local terrestrial station for sure. And we don't leave you to sink or swim. Consultation on how to get up and running is part of our service to you as an RER independent producer. Shoot me an email, info@RagingElePhantsRadio.com. info@RagingElePhantsRadio.com. I'll send you a full media kit. Launch that dream right now with RagingElePhantsRadio.com.
Find Raging Elephants Radio on Twitter at RE Radio Texas.
On today's program, Tracy Shannon, Raging Elephants Radio contributor. She watches the neo-morality movement extremely closely, and the irrepressible one, Angela, the box that rocks. Had to move her from Friday to Thursday because she is a career woman. She's out there stacking that paper and making that cheddar. Hello to Randy. Hello to Tina. My man Alex Poulter up in Kansas City gave us a like on the Facebook live stream. Yeah, we're back on Facebook. Until, of course, they kick us off. You got to beat the censorship, Saints and Patriots. You got to download the Raging Elephants Radio app, or you need to, or both, actually. You need to sign up for the newsletter, get on our email list. We got to get rid of the middleman, which is Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. We got to get rid of all that. We have to go directly to you to get the information that you need without any middle person, especially from San Fran Freak Show, determining what it... That's the thing about Facebook and Twitter. They really are not media companies. Instagram is not a media company. They produce no content. It's not like Yahoo News or AOL News. They produce no content. There isn't a Twitter News. There isn't a Facebook International News Division. There isn't a Facebook channel. So this whole idea of censorship and what's allowed on the platform and what isn't allowed on the platform, it is a social networking platform. It's not media. They're not out there, but they don't ask for media credentials. They don't have reporters. They have censors and they have editors, but they don't produce any content. Like I'm doing right now, I'm producing content. So one of the reasons we're pushing extremely hard on the RER app downloads is because our stuff doesn't get exposed to those who like our page. I mean, it's minuscule based on those who like our page, based on who sees our content. I mean, it's a molecular measurement. It's so small, atomic. And so, you got to pay Facebook to get your stuff out there. And I'm like, well, we're in connection with people. We should be trying to monetize the people that we're in connection to. So that's why when you download the app, it actually gives us potentially more financial power, because we can go to potential advertisers and say, hey, look, we've got X number of downloads on our app, plus we got X number on our email list. And we can also say we got X number on our Facebook or Twitter or whatever. But eventually we want to get rid of Facebook, when we want to get rid of Twitter and Instagram and big tech, and we don't want them to have any influence on the distribution of our content. That's why it's so important to, make the RER website your homepage, download the RER app, and certainly sign up for the email. Okay, so in the first segment, we were talking about Jesse Waters and how Fox News on his program, Waters World, put up with what is considered to be propaganda, fake news. You want to talk about fake news? This is fake news. So I showed you this portion of this video right here that aired on Sunday night, the last episode of Waters World.
Reverse. I bet a lot of women told their
it's a couple here, Chris and Holly Turner. There they are right there. You can see them right there again.
When I heard this, or anytime,
and nobody knows who they are. Waters didn't look. There it is. Chris Turner, identified only as a Trump voter. That's all you see. Chris Turner, Trump voter. Holly Turner, Trump voter. That's all they are identified as. First and foremost, Saints and Patriots, Holly and Chris Turner are from Texas. Now, I don't know if they still live in Texas,
she was selling you on
but they are from Texas.
Okay.
Both of them.
So
Holly Turner was born in Seguin.
Convince you to vote
and at one point they lived in Fort Worth, and we'll get to that in a moment. But they have been embroiled in all types of controversy, political controversy here in Texas. Chris and Holly Turner are Straussians. They are political consultants, and they are the dirtiest type of political consultants. They're nasty. They're dirty. They're the kind that Joe Strauss likes. And they've handled some of the most rhinoceros candidates or office holders that are under the pink dome right now. But Jesse Waters didn't reveal that to you. He didn't tell you these are disgraced political consultants, and we have them posed as Trump supporters, married Trump supporters, when in fact they are Texas GOP political operatives of the worst kind. Oh, they're an attractive couple. Holly has always been an attractive lady. I think I've only met Chris once or twice. That's it. When she ran for office, yes, she has run for office, and I'm going to get into that. But what is so troubling here is that Fox News, fair and balanced, trustworthy news source, I know it's infotainment, but there needs to be some honesty, some transparency. Chris and Holly Turner are disgraced. Chris and Holly Turner have been sued over their political activism. Holly Turner has run for office in a very controversial, heated, bare-knuckle brawl fight for state representative back in 2010. But you don't get any of that at all from Jesse Waters. Nothing from Jesse Waters about that at all. Just suburban Trump voters put on there on Waters World to refute Barbara, B-A-R-B-R-A, Barbara Streisand, and her comments about women voting the way their husbands vote. How did they find these two people? Where did they come from? How did they get connected with Fox News? How did they get connected with Jesse Waters? And why wouldn't Waters World, that staff, because they have staff, not know who they are? Did they do a background check on Chris Turner and Holly Turner? Did they do a background check? Why would you put them on the air when they're disgraced? What did Holly and Chris do? I've got some news articles here, and I'm going to tell you exactly the type of dirty politics they play. Hang around, and then right after this next segment, I'm going to bring Tracy in. But you've got to hang around and find out what they got sued over. Why in the world are these people even still working in Texas politics? Because they are. They still work in Texas politics. Fox News engaged in straight up 100% propaganda. Fox News and Jesse Waters engaged in 100% fake news. They could at least be more transparent. True, they're married. True, they voted for Trump. But this is staged. Straight up staged. And they should be ashamed of themselves. I'm going to tell you what the Turners did when we get back. Raging Elephants Radio, the rebellious voice of Texas liberty.
Hey, Barry the Music Man here for Tejas Smoke Depot. They have everything you need when it comes to smoke. Check out the 150 square foot walk-in humidor filled with a huge selection of fine cigars. Or give them a call at 830-990-1472 and order up what you want. Maybe you like to roll your own. They have it. Maybe you need a gift for a smoker in the family. How about a new pipe? They have a large selection, even a cross-section of great beers in stock. In a hurry, come by and use the drive-thru. Located at 1639 West Highway 290 in Fredericksburg, Texas. Out of town? Visit them at the website, TejasSmokeDepot.com, or call 830-990-1472. That's 830-990-1472. It's smoking.
What's up, Saints and Patriots? I'm Apostle Claver, a proud Texas nationalist, and I'm here to tell you about Texit. For 25 years, Daniel Miller has been working to see the rebirth of the Republic of Texas. His work has been hard, but his passion is deep. For many Texans, there is a deep yearning, a burning to see the prophecy of Sam Houston come true. But the desire of their hearts comes with many questions. Texit has the answer. It's the new book from Daniel Miller and Defiance Press. Texit, Why and How Texas Will Leave the Union. Texit charts the path to Texas independence. This riveting book of facts and philosophy will soothe your anxiety about the coming change and build your confidence that Texans can get it done. You'll want to buy several copies for your family and friends. Like I've said about this governmental mess, the only way out is out. And the best part of Texit, I'm in it. Texit, Why and How Texas Will Leave the Union. It's selling like hotcakes. Buy it on RagingElePhantsRadio.com. The happiest happy hour on the H-Town West Side. Introducing the Texas Tea Tavern. Texas Tea. The longest happy hour. 12 noon to 7 p.m. Monday through Saturday. $3.75 domestic drafts. $8 domestic pitchers. $4 wells. $5 grapies for the ladies. Texas Tea. Texas Tea is the West Side after-work chill-out place. They have this massive door that opens up to a relaxed lawn and patio. Day or night, this time of year, it's marvelous for sipping in convo. Texas Tea. Video poker tournaments all through the week. Tuesday, Texas Trivia. Wednesday, bring your axe. It's open jam night. Live music every Saturday night on the huge stage. Karaoke Sunday nights. Texas Tea. Mudbugs could be boiling in the outdoor kitchen. If you're hungry, the classy food cart on the newly paved parking lot serves $3 tacos that are big as your head. Texas Tea. A safe place for ladies to venture solo. Open every night until 2 a.m. Texas Tea. Easy to find. 1535 Brickmore, a stone's throw from City Center. You may see me there. Get more info. Click the ad on RagingElePhantsRadio.com.
Can you do it? The RER 2+2 Challenge. Howdy, rowdy Texans. It's me, E, the millennial voice of RER. I'm a big fan of RagingElePhantsRadio.com. More Texas voters should be listening to RER every day. A better, deeper knowledge of how Texas works will help Texas voters to make Texas more like Texas. The RER 2+2 Challenge. Listen to RER 2 hours a day, every day, for 2 weeks. You'll learn more about Texas politics in 2 weeks than you've ever known. Mark it on your daily calendar. Set your phone alarm. The RER 2+2 Challenge. 2 hours a day, every day, for 2 weeks. RagingElePhantsRadio.com. The rebellious voice of Texas liberty.
Texas Talk is all the rage. Apostle Claver T. Kamau-Imani on RagingElePhantsRadio.com.
Claver, your favorite political flavor, always giving it to you straight, no chaser. Just a few moments, one of your favorites, Tracy Shannon, returns to Raging Elephants Radio's conversation line, and a little bit later on in the next hour, Angela, the box that rocks, the irrepressible one. Right now we're talking about Chris and Holly Turner. They are a dastardly couple. They appeared on Water's World this past Sunday to refute Barbara Streisand's incendiary comments. Women only voted for Trump because their husbands told them to. Back in 2012, Chris and Holly Turner got sued by Michael Quinn Sullivan and Empowered Texans. As you know, one of the monikers for Empowered Texans, Texans for Fiscal Responsibility, it may be their original name, and they are the creators of the Fiscal Responsibility Index. Well, as political consultants here in Texas, Chris and Holly Turner, the married Trump voters that were on Water's World this past Sunday, created a PAC, a phony PAC, if you will, called Texans for Fiscal Accountability. So MQS and Empowered Texans sued them for trademark and brand infringement, and eventually it was settled with an apology from Chris Turner, Holly Turner. The PAC was set up. The PAC was set up by Holly Turner and her brother. Her brother actually acted as treasurer of this faux PAC. So then they're going to use the PAC to send out endorsements for their candidates with a name similar to Texans for Fiscal Responsibility. Instead, the endorsement is coming from Texans for Fiscal Accountability. In fact, heading into 2012, as this article says here in Texas Tribune, some of the Chris Turner, they had the consulting firm was known as Murphy Turner Political Consultants, Murphy Turner. And so Chris Turner and Holly Turner, Chris Turner is the partner in Murphy Turner, the political consulting firm. And so the Murphy in Murphy Turner says, I didn't know anything about this. I'm not involved in this. Some of the candidates handled by the consulting firm, handled by Chris Turner and his wife, Holly Turner, were deposed just before the 2013 legislative session on the actions of Chris and Holly Turner, the ones who were propped up and staged for this Waters World segment. So they got caught red-handed and had to admit to it and apologized. They went to court. Chris Patty got deposed. Cecil Bell got deposed. And others. Let's see who else. Here's the article right here. Chris Patty, Cecil Bell, Ken King, and one of the guys that lost, Steve Wynn. And so you had all these attorneys, these prominent attorneys that got involved. Trey Traynor, Joe Nixon, Lawrence Kurth. Those are heavy hitters when it comes to Texas politics, legal politics, and they got in on the side of MQS, and they were going after Chris and Holly Turner. Another controversy the Turners were involved in. Holly Turner ran for state representative back in 2010. In fact, that's when I first met Holly Turner. And she went up against Paul Workman, who was defeated just this last November 6, 2018 election. And it was a knockdown, drag-out primary with 3 Republicans in it. And Workman went after her, and she went after Workman. They were going to be the 2 top vote getters. Holly Turner accused Workman of voting Democrat in the Democrat primary, which he did in 1994. It's 2010 at that time. In 1994, Workman did vote Democrat. Hey, the last time I voted Democrat was 1992. But then Workman came back and accused Holly Turner of taking a homestead exemption in Fort Worth when she's running for office in Hayes and Travis County. And so Workman accused Holly Turner of being a carpetbagger because although she was born in Seguin, she and her husband met and lived in Fort Worth, and she had just moved into the district just to meet the residency requirement to run for office in Texas. So Workman research based on a statement that Holly Turner made in public, did research and found out that Chris and Holly Turner had some sort of swanky condo up in Fort Worth, and that Holly Turner was still taking the homestead exemption. Well, Workman was wrong. Actually, it was her husband, Chris. The condo was in his name, but they were still taking the homestead exemption, although they lived in Austin. And their claim was, hey, we're trying to get the condo off the market, blah, blah, blah. It's been on the market for quite some time. We don't live there anymore. Well, Workman eventually, as you know, won. Holly Turner lost. Voices in Power talks about the close ties. Our Alice Linehan of Voices in Power. Back in the 2012 election, Rick Perry hired Chris Turner, Holly Turner, Murphy Turner to do some work on his campaign. Strauss tossed them money to handle some of his candidates. That's who Chris Turner and Holly Turner are. That's who they are. In Waters World, Jesse Waters didn't tell anybody where they're from. Now, Murphy Turner, the political consulting firm, when they did all this dirty work, they did a lot of dirty work for these Straussian candidates. They just played dirty politics. They just played bare knuckles, dirty politics, win at all costs. That's who Chris and Holly Turner are. And Jesse Waters didn't put on who they are, where they came from, that they are disgraced. Murphy Turner, as a political consulting firm, is now defunct, out of business. And Holly and Chris have started their own new consulting firm known as Stampede Consulting. Can you believe that? How dare they? How dare they? Because they're Republican consultants and they have an elephant head as their logo. CEO is Chris Turner. CFO and General Counsel, because Holly is an attorney, is Holly Turner. And they have offices in Austin, it says, D.C. Maybe that's why they had the White House in the background, because they do say they have offices in D.C. on their website, in Nashville and somewhere else. Austin, D.C., Nashville, and somewhere else. That's who Chris and Holly Turner are. Disgraced Republican Straussian political consultants. Waters World either did the background check, didn't care, and put them on anyway, or they didn't do a background check and they put on disgraced political Straussian consultants to do some propaganda. The whole thing was staged. Fox should be ashamed of themselves. Jesse Waters should be ashamed of himself. And this is why you listen to Raging Elephants Radio, because, well, I know it all. Will advertising on Raging Elephants Radio help your business?
Hello, my name is Galen Beatty at Beatty AC and Heating. I advertise on RagingElephantsRadio.com, and I'd urge you to do the same. Small and large business owners, if you want a really affordable way to get your name, products, and services to a large audience of consumers, I'd advertise on RER.
Ask about our double value package. You'll love it. Easy, affordable, effective. Email RERads@RagingElephantsRadio.com. That's RERads @RagingElephantsRadio.com. Stop smoking and enjoy it. Electronic cigarette vaporizers. More than an actual product, this is the name of the company that's going to lead you to a tobacco-free life. Apostle Claver here. ECV is where I went to break my cigar usage. Now I'm a happy vape fan. Vaping, healthy, more socially acceptable. The new cool thing. No one's better in Texas to intro you to the world and tech of vaping than electronic cigarette vaporizers. Bart, Chantal, Max, and Chris will teach you every feature of the dozens of vaping devices to choose from. ECV has a cornucopia of flavors, from fruity to cookies or even tobacco, each made from all natural products. No carcinogens, no smoky smell, and a choice of nicotine levels. Slowly drop your nic level down to 0 and break your tobacco habit with no jitters or stress while enjoying relaxing inhalation. You've been wanting to do it, so do it. Stop smoking and enjoy it. Electronic cigarette vaporizers, 2755 Gester in Houston. Call 713-939-8273. 713-939-VAPE, or see the ad on RagingElephantsRadio.com.
My husband Clint is a gourmet cook, but we don't have a gourmet kitchen, at least not in our home. That's why when we go on vacation, we rent a house from HomeAway.com. It's part of what makes HomeAway so unique. Finding and booking a vacation rental at HomeAway isn't just easy and free for travelers, it's also fun. You can pour through photos, read descriptions, even search maps to make sure a property is near the attractions you want to enjoy. White sand beaches, golf courses, snow-covered ski slopes. Not only do we have more space to be ourselves, we save money, which we can put towards the next vacation. To get started, just put in your travel dates, decide where you want to go and how much you want to spend. Here's where it gets fun. Tailor your vacation to your likes. We've rented beach houses, one even had a private pool. That was nice. There's even a HomeAway app for your phone or tablet that works as seamlessly as the website. Choose a house that fits your family. Double the kids up in bunk beds, or give them each their own room.
I love bunk beds. What I don't love is listening to the person on top squirm around all night.
I love bunk beds. We prefer a house with a big screen TV, so we can have movie night.
Whose turn was it to choose the movie?
Oh, come on, Mom. The kids love this stuff.
Once I found a few homes I really like, I read reviews from other travelers and create a list of favorites. Then I contact each owner to confirm availability and ask any questions I might have. I can also share that same list with my family and friends.
Really, Grandpa?
What?
After you hear back from the owner, all that's left is signing the rental agreement and paying a deposit. Then you can sit back, relax, and enjoy your vacation. With HomeAway, where you stay is the best part of the vacation.
Visit HomeAway through the RER Marketplace.
It's no secret about the censorship that big technology companies are practicing as we speak. Are there ways to get around this? For us at Raging Elephants Radio and for you, the Raging Elephants Radio app is the way to do that. It gives us direct communication to you with no middleman. No Facebook, no Google, no Twitter. Raging Elephants Radio and you in direct connection. No interception. Beat the censorship. Download the Raging Elephants Radio app.
Texas Talk is all the rage. Apostle Claver T. Kamau-Imani on RagingElePhantsRadio.com.
You know, I give Facebook a hard time, and rightfully so, because they are censors. They do have a bias. I don't care what the guy from Google says. They have a bias. But it is great to be back on Facebook. Facebook live streaming, video streaming. And I talk a lot of cheese. I'll talk a lot of trash about having to do the video streaming because I used to do this program naked. But then by popular demand, audience demand, Claver, we want you to do video streaming. Come on, Claver, do video. And then people sending me emails, Claver, I have prophetic visions of one day RER TV. Oh, spare me, please. Spare me. Just spare me. But who knows? It may happen. Keep praying. Oh, we have missed her so much. Tracy Shannon, Raging Elephants Radio contributor. She follows the neo-morality movement for us, and there's always a lot to follow when it comes to the neo-morality movement. And she doesn't have to go far in order to get fresh stories and happenings right here in our own backyard of Houston, Texas. For whatever reason, it's ground zero for a lot of these neo-morality movement battles. And another one is taking place right now. Tracy, you've been gone too long. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me on.
And how's the kids? How's the kids?
Oh. Well, they're doing well. It's been finals week here, so my house looks like an explosion went off.
All right. Now you homeschool most of them, right, or something, or?
They're all homeschooled, but we still have some classes we take outside of the home, and those classes had finals, and we have a deadline. We have 1 week to finish the rest of this semester's work with the work that we have at home, so a lot to do in the next few days.
Tracy Shannon from is RER contributor, and she's a cultural warrior here in Houston, but she watches everything all over the planet, actually. She watches how the neo-morality movement is moving globally and has its sights firmly set on Texas and on Houston. Okay, so Tracy, you are all over this drag queen story time thing. I talked to Tex about this a couple of weeks ago, and it's still happening. December 27th is the next time I think one is scheduled at the Montrose branch of Houston Public Library. Any other developments? I mean, you went to the city council meeting, and some pretty atrocious things were said there by city council people. Some incendiary, rather offensive things were said by leftist, known Democrat city council members. Why don't you just, I've teed you up. Give us your report.
Right. Okay, so then what's coming up is Drag Queen Story Hour at Freed Montrose Library, which is a publicly funded Houston library, and that will be December 29th. We will be having a protest out there with mass resistance, along with several other groups that will be going out to stand against this and peacefully protest this Drag Queen Story Hour. In addition to that, this Tuesday, several different groups, including Mass Resistance of Houston, will be out at the City Hall for their open session at 2 o'clock to make our voices heard against Drag Queen Story Hour. And yes, we did go there last month, and we're going back again so soon because it takes several times to go back and show council and the mayor that we're not just a handful of people and that we're not going away and we demand an end to this program, before anything will probably happen. But yes, last time we were there, some of the council members cross-examined people who were speaking against it. They were asking people what they were afraid of, implying that we're afraid of something. They asked if anybody had ever watched Mrs. Doubtfire, and just really ridiculous stuff that has nothing to do with how inappropriate it is to be having adult entertainers pushing gender-bending ideology onto children in the library, making the public complicit in the harming of children's innocence. That's why we're there. We're not there to discuss did we like Mrs. Doubtfire or not, but I wish they would have asked me that question, because I would have told them I don't appreciate the depictions of women as harsh and cold and as fathers as bumbling idiots, but only to transition into this magnificent motherly character once a costume is put on. There were so many bad portrayals and stereotypes in that movie that most liberals would be against themselves. So that was really a poor example for Councilmember Laster to bring up. And then we had Councilmember Ellen Cohen basically saying horrible things about religious leader, saying these are the people you need to worry about attacking or molesting your children. And we have all that on our Mass Resistance Houston YouTube channel, the videos. So I would urge people to go there and look at these videos so they can see for themselves just the nature in which people who are citizens of this community, when we go to there, and we waited 7 hours to speak our mind. We had 3 minutes, most of us, and we were interrupted, cut off, and then just demeaned by these people. And some of the stuff they said about the Bible and Christians was just disturbing. And, of course, the race card was played by at least one member of council.
Well, let's go through these. First of all, Tracy, let's go through these. Okay. Mm-hmm. Now, we know that the Democratic Party dominates the City Council of Houston. Mayor Sylvester Turner was a longtime Democrat state representative before he became mayor of Houston. I mean, did they know that you guys were talking about drag queen story time in the Houston public? Did they know that? I mean, did they openly make comments in support of it versus lampooning or mocking or attacking those who were speaking against it? Did they openly speak in favor of it?
Yes, they did. They did speak in favor of it because they're saying this is a program that promotes diversity and inclusion. So basically, that's who they worship. There's a lot of different talk about the Christianity and stuff. And of course, as the mayor says it, Christianity was very irritating. But yeah, they were saying basically the gist of it is they worship at the altar of diversity. That's what they worship at, and that is they're elevating that above what is the right thing to do for the children in Houston, and basically turning our libraries into a platform for promoting the transgender revolution to young children,
now,
to very young children.
The video of you said they made references to the Bible. Is that also on the Mass Resistance Houston YouTube channel?
I have some of that on my Facebook. I'll put it over on the Mass Resistance. Yes, there was the do not judge. The scripture. A couple were saying that, and of course, Laster made a very strange remark at the end of Tex Christopher's statement. He looked over at one of the other council members and said, and laughed. He goes, "I'm pretty sure the Pharisees laughed at the cross too." It was just really weird, and really he lost all credibility at that point. But just some weird kind of biblical defenses, and then Councilmember Ellen Cohen went on to say about the Bible that it promotes slavery and subjugation of women, and we'd have that. We have the one of her on our Mass Resistance YouTube, so people need to have a look at that and just see is this how we want people who are in positions of authority in our city to talk about the dominant religion in our city. Is that tolerance? Is that acceptance? Because I found it to be really offensive. It was really offensive.
Well, first of all, they have absolutely no knowledge of God or the Bible, because God is the Bible. The Lord Jesus is the Bible. That's number one. And number two, as I have said on this program numerous times, and I will not back down from this comment, they are anti-Bible, anti-church, anti-Jesus, anti-Christian, the Antichrist party. I'm talking about the Democrats. The only ones making these types of comments and trying to use the Bible to justify drag queen story time. I wonder if they know the portion in the Mosaic Law that absolutely prohibits cross-dressing. I wonder if they know that. Okay.
Well, they were quoting. She was quoting Deuteronomy in some of her remarks, but to try to make the point that her point was that times have changed, and so maybe we should change with the times.
Maybe she doesn't know Hebrews. The Lord, the Lord is the same yesterday, today, and forever. Or maybe she doesn't know Malachi 3. I'm the God that does not change.
Well, I don't need to beat anybody over my head with the Bible to know that drag queen entertainment, which is explicitly sexual in nature, is inappropriate for children. And I don't care if they read, The Turtle and the Hare. They're in there dressed in drag. They have a bearded drag queen who himself has admitted what bearded drag is. He's, in his own words, Blackberry's words, bearded drag is pushing gender boundaries. Here's another quote from Blackberry. You have someone that's so glamorous, but that has a beard. It makes you think twice about, is it a man or is it a woman? Is this on purpose? Is it not on purpose? It makes you rethink what you think a woman is. That's one of the people who reads to the kids at the library.
Yeah, that's
Stop
Blackberry,
telling me there's
right?
no agenda.
That's the one name.
Yeah, that's
Blackberry. That's the stage name, Blackberry.
Yeah, that's the bearded drag queen, and this is the one who stood up in front of the kids and said, I'm a bearded drag queen. Do you know what that is? That's a lady with a beard. That's a man, okay? That's a man. And then we have another drag queen who read at our local library who said, it's important that children be introduced to queer culture. And that was Carmina Vavra, who also, that is a man who's in transition to be female. He also entertains as a drag king, I guess, or he entertains dressed as a guy, too. He has a different stage name for that. And then another drag queen who testified, we have the video of this guy from Lafayette. This program's national, and this guy says, this will be the grooming of the next generation. So we have them on their record. And another video we have on our YouTube channel is one of these drag queens. So there's a whole group of drag queens here in Houston who imitate and pretend to be nuns, and they go out and give sacrament and give communion. So they're pretending like they're part of the Catholic Church or something, and it's really, really sick. It's really sick. But one of them, we have them on video. They're at the library, so the library called them and asked them to come out and do a counter protest because of the opposition to the drag queen story hour.
That's amazing.
So
and the fact that it still infuriates me that they want to try to use the Bible to justify this behavior, and these are elected officials. And I wonder if there are the electorate in Houston that voted 61-39 against the HERO ordinance that knows that this is even going on. I know that some big media has sort of done some stories on it, but well, I'll finish that thought when I get back, Tracy. I want to talk about the support you guys are getting on this and other topics. We'll be right back with Tracy Shannon, Raging Elephants Radio contributor. She follows the neo-morality movement for us. Gonna take a short break. Be right back. If you're not listening, you're not learning. RagingElephantsRadio.com.
RER Cross is the Christian programming of RagingElePhantsRadio.com. Here's a sample from Pastor Keenan Smith.
See, however, though, I believe the White House is supposed to stand as the people's house for all individuals. So I believe it is sinful and wrong for the White House to spend tens of hundreds of thousands of your tax dollars to bathe the White House in rainbow colors, celebrating their victory. So let me say this, that we expect an unregenerated individual to act lost. Lost people act lost. We expect that. We even expect them to embrace or promote or even applaud homosexuality and other ungodly practices because that's where they are in life. We understand that. The question is not do they act lost, but do we act found?
Enjoy Pastor Keenan Smith, 9 a.m. and 9 p.m. Sundays on RER Cross, right here on RagingElePhantsRadio.com.
Hartman, the power of proven results.
One of the premier property management companies in Texas, providing below-market rates with above-market amenities and service. Hartman has owned and operated commercial office properties since 1983, offering premium office space at an affordable price by saving businesses a significant amount of money by keeping taxes, utilities, and maintenance low. With over 30 years in commercial leasing in Houston, San Antonio, and Dallas, we have learned exactly what our customers require.
Hartman, the power of proven results.
Managed on Christian principles with a strong dedication to community benevolence. Whether you need 1,000 or 10,000 square foot of office space, Hartman has that space in one of nearly 50 Texas locations.
Hartman, the power of proven results.
Energy-efficient buildings, customer-friendly experts, supporters of conservative causes. A Texas-owned and operated business for 30 years. A proud corporate sponsor of RagingElePhantsRadio.com.
Hartman, the power of proven results.
Visit Hartman online, hi-REIT.com. Call 800-880-2212 or click the ad on RagingElePhantsRadio.com. What's up, Saints and Patriots? I'm Apostle Claver, a proud Texas nationalist, and I'm here to tell you about Texit. For 25 years, Daniel Miller has been working to see the rebirth of the Republic of Texas. His work has been hard, but his passion is deep. For many Texans, there is a deep yearning, a burning to see the prophecy of Sam Houston come true. But the desire of their hearts comes with many questions. Texit has the answer. It's the new book from Daniel Miller and Defiance Press. Texit, Why and How Texas Will Leave the Union. Texit charts the path to Texas independence. This riveting book of facts and philosophy will soothe your anxiety about the coming change and build your confidence that Texans can get it done. You'll want to buy several copies for your family and friends. Like I've said about this governmental mess, the only way out is out. And the best part of Texit, I'm in it. Texit, Why and How Texas Will Leave the Union. It's selling like hotcakes. Buy it on RagingElePhantsRadio.com. Your grassroots political organization may benefit from having your own internet radio program. RagingElePhantsRadio.com can help you achieve that. By having your own RER program, you can personally inform your members and supporters of the top issues in your community and grow the size of your organization. Starting your own RER show isn't as hard as you think or as costly as you think. To get started, go to RagingElePhantsRadio.com and click the Advertise on RER button for a list of prices. Or you can email us, sales@RagingElePhantsRadio.com. Have your voice heard. Have your own show on RagingElePhantsRadio.com.
Numbers equal power. Spread the word about RagingElePhantsRadio.com.
Let's get back to Tracy Shannon, Raging Elephants Radio and contributor following the neo-morality movement. And, oh, by the way, a little bit later on in this hour, the irrepressible one, Angela, the Box That Rocks. Hope you're joining us via live stream video, Facebook.com/Raging Elephants Radio, or Raging Elephants Radio YouTube channel, and you can find it by going to the website itself, RagingElePhantsRadio.com. Scroll down in the right column, you'll see the YouTube window and the little bug that says Live Now, and you can see my international model face and the beautiful face of Tracy Shannon, because I have some pictures up there. I can't convince her for some reason to do Skype video with me. I don't know. I have to bribe her some sort of way. I just think she doesn't want to put on any makeup. That's what I think. Tracy, I'm still trying to get you to do live video. You need to Skype in sometimes, lady.
I will. You just have to get me on a day when I make my hair and makeup, because I'm not always, fabulous like these drag queens are, right?
That's not nice, Tracy. Yeah, but isn't it amazing though that it seems that all these culture war battles come to Houston, and we usually win these culture war battles, but yet the left and the Democratic Party continue to run on these very controversial anti-Christian issues, neo-morality issues. Tracy?
Yeah, it is amazing. And they don't realize that they're by their own actions, they're practicing viewpoint discrimination. The library is, and the council is, because there's no religion is allowed as part of a story time at the library. And that was told to one of my founding partners of Mass Resistance Houston, who tried to start a story time using Bible stories at the library, and she was told no religion is allowed. So they're practicing viewpoint discrimination. I don't know why the public is not catching on and continues to elect people who don't really represent them well all the way around. Just because they're a Democrat doesn't mean they're going to be all the things you want them to be.
Well, it seems to me that when the information is put out there, Tracy, like for instance, I did a video with an interview with Tex Christopher. I put that video up on Facebook and on YouTube, and the response has been fantastic. I think people, when they understand what's going on, they want more information, and they're passing it on. The shares on that video are unbelievable, and of course I'm going to chop this video up and distribute it as well. When they find out about it, I believe that they're utterly appalled at what the government is doing.
Yeah, they are. People need to just know. More people need to know what's going on. They also need to know how to stand up and go stand against this, and when and where to do it. And that's why all these groups are coming together here in Houston to go down there on the 18th to City Hall at 1:30, just before the 2:00 session. And you have to register in advance. You have to call 832-393-1100 and put your name on the agenda to speak. But and you can do that up until right before the session that day. But we're going down there, and we need everybody to go, because they can't just hear from the pastoral council. They can't just hear from the same few people. We need the public to show up, to show that they are disturbed by this program. And also, we need to point out the hypocrisy of this council and the mayor. I mean, they're about ready to pass the smokeless tobacco ban for the Astros, because they want to protect children from seeing people using smokeless tobacco and being influenced to go ahead and use it themselves, because we all know tobacco is harmful and has health problems. Well, what about the statistics of the transgender community? Isn't it harmful to push kids in that direction? Because that's what this is. This is a subtle push for children to be gender confused. It's planting the seeds for gender confusion, and that's not right. They should be protecting kids from that. It's entirely inappropriate. The other thing is that these are adult entertainers with some explicit material online. So if I go look up some of these people by their stage names that they're using in the library, you're going to find them. And guess what? Even my 5-year-old knows how to use Siri to, look things up. So if a little child is brought into the library, they can go home and say, Siri, show me Blackberry from drag queen. And they will see all kinds of inappropriate stuff. And the council's been shown some of that stuff, so they're not ignorant about this. They are willfully harming the innocence of children. And
let's go through this again, Tracy. I want to reiterate this. I want to underscore this. First, the stage names that they use when they're performing their adult acts, they're using the same stage name when they're going into the Houston Public Library for drag queen story time. They're using the same stage names.
Yes, they are, and that I wouldn't be any happier about it if they used a different one. But this is just one of the one thing they've done, that it's either careless or it's on purpose, and I believe it's on purpose because just because of what we've already known they said, what they want to push is the boundaries, right? So they want to push gender boundaries, and that's what they're doing. So these people can't be that ignorant. The library can't be that ignorant. Everyone knows that kids have technology, phones, and they use their parents' phones. I mean, my 5-year-old's all the time on the Siri saying, Siri, what does a fox say? So he can see the video of that, that singer that says chow 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 chow.
Okay, but
kids
now,
do that.
All right, but when you did the background research on them, Tracy, you used the stage name and you saw them doing their adult acts. Is it
Absolutely.
Is it a comedy routine? Is it a strip tease? What are they doing? If you can describe it.
Yeah, so I saw many things. So some of them are things they've posted to Instagram, or just their pictures of them, which are inappropriate. There's one whose name is, I can't remember that one's name, but it was one of the local ones. And they're having someone grabbing their breast. There's a Blackberry with a butt right in his face, a bare butt. And they're doing their routines at these cabarets in Houston, and they're having dollars shoved into their bustiers or other garments up into their breast area. This is inappropriate. This is inappropriate. And the children, of course, are going to look for that because they're using their stage names. And it's almost like they're trying to cultivate a following among the parents of the children and to cultivate followers of drag queen from the ground up. And while at the same time pushing gender fluidity and the whole gender ideology that wants to basically dismantle the distinction between male and female. And it's an attack on the truth. It's an attempt to subvert reality. That's what it is.
You don't think it's no coincidence that are these story times being held at multiple branches? Because the next one that I was told about was December 27th at the Montrose branch, and I don't think that's no coincidence because Montrose area of Houston is the dominant neo-morality, homosexual community in Houston, and has a lot of political clout. You don't think that's a coincidence?
Oh, it's not a coincidence, but it's not a coincidence. But they're also having these at other libraries. It's just that currently they only have it at the Montrose, but they've held it at the Heights Library, I think, twice now, and this is going to be expanding to other libraries. So, and that's the goal. And what I have heard that one of my friends who's also standing against this has been doing a lot of research, that they actually asked people from the community to come out. They're actually trying to make it look like it has more support than it does by having more people show up every time. So it's not that it's growing in popularity. They're trying to defend their program by having people show up. So they're calling, they're the more, wired-in activist types and right there in that community. But they don't need the library for this because if you're part of a family which is LGBT family, you have already in that community the Montrose Center, which serves the LGBTQ community. They also have the Transgender Center, which would be the perfect place to have this because you might as well have let's not hide what they're doing. Why hide it? What they're doing is promoting the transgender ideology or the transgender revolution, so they should have it at the Transgender Center. And that would, I wouldn't be able to go to City Council then and complain. They ought to just call it Transgender Story Hour, and then maybe I could show up and I could tell them my story. Because it would be a pretty interesting story. I don't know if we would have glitter and crafts or what kind of crafts we would do or what kind of songs we'd sing. There probably wouldn't be very happy ones, and it probably wouldn't be a very happy story, but it'd be a true one. Maybe I could tell them about what this ideology did to my family.
Yeah, and people can find that on RagingElephantRadio.com, and I played your story, replay it several times when time allows. Tracy, let's talk. When you talk about support for those in favor of drag queen story time, how about those that are opposed to it? You see, when Mayor Anise Parker's hero ordinance was on the ballot, that was an ecumenical defeat of that ordinance, 61-39. And I've been extremely critical from a political point of view of the GOP not taking advantage of that reality that the mass majority of Houstonians do not agree with the neo-morality movement changing the norms, traditions, and our culture here in Texas, and I would say in America. Every time these issues are on the ballot, they get defeated. It's usually through a governmental body or by a court that these issues are advanced. These agenda items for the neo-morality movement are advanced. So, once again, I'm asking the support that you guys are getting. I would think that if the information gets out there, that city council chambers should be overflowing with those in line to comment in opposition to this. What can be done? I know the Houston Pastors Council, I think Dr. Stephen Hotze has tried to organize against this. Are the numbers being produced in opposing these events at the Houston Public Library, or is the Montrose crowd defeating you guys just on showing up and turning out?
Well, because it is in Montrose, so it's very easy for the local crowd to show up right there. Even people that are activists in the community that live closer inside the loop, it's easier for them. So it does look like we're outnumbered, but we really aren't. There are many people who are against this. There are so many who don't know or just don't know how.
What about at the city council meetings? I said you have another city council meeting next Tuesday, I believe you said.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay, so we had 20 show up last time. We had some who didn't end up showing up. We had about 20 show up. We outnumbered them last time at City Hall, and we hope to keep it that way. But what we want to do is grow our numbers every time and have new faces. And we need that. We need help. We need help from concerned citizens about this, and people need to put their apathy aside. The HERO ordinance, why it was so opposed, was because so many people could see this affecting them. A lot of people might think, well, I don't use the library, therefore I don't really need to, stand up. I just won't take my kids to the library. Well, it will impact you. When this ideology being pushed on this whole next generation, you can forget about your First Amendment rights, because we just saw a teacher fired in Virginia for mislaunching a pronoun. Okay, so forget your rights to free speech, forget your freedom of conscience, forget freedom of religion, because you're not going to have that if you don't stand up against this ideology everywhere it rears its head, even in Montrose. It's not okay that it's in the gay part of town. It's not. We don't want this anywhere. We don't want this anywhere. It's abusive to children, and we will stand up against it anywhere it rears its head. Period. Now, we can't go to city council and ask them to stop it if it's in a private place. And that's what I'm wondering. Why don't these parents who think this is so great have birthday parties for their kids that are drag queen birthday parties, and invite all their the kids in their school class.
Invite
Blackberry. Yeah, have Blackberry entertain and have the kids from their child's school come to their house and have Blackberry entertain them. See, because they know that's a boundary they wouldn't cross. They know this is inappropriate. But they're still over there supporting it and patting themselves on the back because they're inclusive. But it's wrong.
We have city council elections in the odd years around here, Tracy. Do you think that we can make some political headway this election cycle on some of these city council people and maybe even the mayor?
I think so, because this is something that as the people learn more about it and just how radical that some of these council members are and the mayor is about this, and how unconcerned they are with the rights of our citizens, because that's what this ideology goes to. It goes to diminishing your First Amendment rights. I mean, we have people in these institutions and with authority that they're afraid of being labeled transphobic, which today is like being called a racist or a Nazi, and so they buckle under pressure of the LGBT activists. I'd like to ask the mayor and Councilmember Laster, what are you afraid of? But I know what they're afraid of. They're afraid of the LGBT community and the activists in that community anyway, because I actually know gay people. I wish they would go to City Hall and say, I'm gay and I'm against this. But so far, none of them are doing that. And you know why? Because of the backlash they would get. But in the rush to placate the activists' demands, that people in power, like the mayor, they've proven that they're willing to affirm something that's not true, and that they will. And sometimes that leads to punishing anyone else who refuses to agree with them and participate in the delusion of someone else.
They're the biggest bullies on the block, Tracy. They're the biggest
bullies
bullies
really
on
are.
the block. You know,
they really are.
They couple their advocacy against bullying and being civil, but at the same time, they're the biggest bullies on the planet when it comes to speech, when it comes to acceptance and tolerance, and the future is already here. This type of attitude and behavior is already impacting children at all different age levels, and certainly in all public schools. I mean, I've heard the stories. You've heard the stories, and they're not sparse. They're rather plentiful stories of bullying by the neo-morality supporters against those who support traditional values. Better not speak, better not wear certain T-shirts or hats, etc. This is at the middle school level, the high school level, the elementary school
even in
level.
elementary school.
Elementary school level. The bullying against those who believe in traditional values or the Christian tenets, it's plentiful. The cup runneth over.
Well, they're using they're creating policies like these non-discrimination policies, and when they include transgender in those policies, they're using that to punish anyone who does not agree with them. So Christians, that's what's coming your way, and with that's their ideology of the day, and they're going to use it to coerce good people to speak a message they really disagree with, basically at the threat of their livelihood, and then sometimes with the threat of fine or prison. And that is happening in America. It's already happening, and it's going to, more and more is going to happen. So what do you do? Like this guy who just got fired, what does he do? It's going to be years in appeals. This guy needs a job right now. And, so we're leaving these people out there to fight by themselves, just like I fought by myself for my kids.
Right behind you, we're going to have Angela Box, a former teacher in Houston Independent School District, lost her job for making comments that were quote unquote intolerant and Islamophobic on a local YouTube show program, political show. She lost her job over that, and she's
absolutely wrong. Yeah,
she's an RER contributor. She's working as a tutor now and with a political consultant, but she loves teaching. She wanted to be a teacher. She became a teacher in California and moved here. She's going to be on after you. She lost her job for making comments on a YouTube political spoof program, comedy program. They took her job away from her.
Yeah, I mean, she made some bacon comment, and everyone knows that she wasn't talking about all Muslims, that she was talking about terrorists, but they went after her in a politically malicious manner, and it was really unfair. And I love Angela, and she can tutor my kids. She can come over here and teach a whole course if she wants. She is really a great person and a great spokesperson for freedom.
Thank you, Tracy.
And what happened to her was awful.
All right, so we're going to keep up. All right, before I let you go, go ahead and tell everybody once again about the next time Mass Resistance Houston is going to be gathering to oppose drag queen story time at Houston Public Libraries.
Okay, please show up Tuesday, December 18th at City Hall at 2 o'clock. Remember to call 832-393-1100 to reserve your spot on the agenda. And also, we'll be protesting December 29th. That's a Saturday, 2 o'clock outside Free Montrose Library. Thank you for having me on, Claver.
Well, we've been missing you. You are an RER contributor. I know it's busy during the holidays, but we're going to keep our eyes on this. You're awesome, Tracy. Thanks again for dropping by.
Thank you. Bye.
Tracy Shannon, Raging Elephants radio contributor. She is awesome. Fantastic loving wife, fantastic mother, and it's great having her as an RER contributor. This personally touched her life, this issue, the neo-morality movement, and that's why she's so passionate about it. It's no secret about the censorship that big technology companies are practicing as we speak. Are there ways to get around this? For us at Raging Elephants Radio and for you, the Raging Elephants Radio app is the way to do that. It gives us direct communication to you with no middleman, no Facebook, no Google, no Twitter, Raging Elephants Radio, and you in direct connection, no interception. Beat the censorship. Download the Raging Elephants Radio app.
RER Cross is the Christian programming of RagingElephantsRadio.com. Here's a sample from Pastor Keenan Smith.
See, however, though, I believe the White House is supposed to stand as the people's house for all individuals. So I believe it is sinful and wrong for the White House to spend tens of hundreds of thousands of your tax dollars to bathe the White House in rainbow colors, celebrating their victory. So let me say this, that we expect an unregenerated individual to act lost. Lost people act lost. We expect that. We even expect them to embrace or promote or even applaud homosexuality and other ungodly practices because that's where they are in life. We understand that. The question is not do they act lost, but do we act found?
Enjoy Pastor Keenan Smith, 9 a.m. and 9 p.m. Sundays on RER Cross, right here on RagingElephantsRadio.com. RER Cross is the Christian programming of RagingElephantsRadio.com. Pastor Stephen Broden is a featured Bible teacher.
What runs interference with God's instructive word are Satan, the world, and the flesh. Out of these three comes doubt, fear, and unbelief. Doubt and fear leads to unbelief. Unbelief, more than any other sin, is targeted towards the very character and integrity of God Himself. It challenges God's promises, His stated purposes, and casts dispersion on His plan for you and all who believe. This is what Satan did in the Garden of God with Adam and Eve. Satan led them to believe God was holding back on them and was untruthful about the consequences if they ate from the tree of the knowledge of good and evil.
Enjoy Pastor Stephen Broden, 9:30 a.m. and 9:30 p.m. Sundays on RER Cross, right here on RagingElephantsRadio.com.
TV and radio are great mediums for mass instruction, but for those times when you just want to hold something in your hands, there is the Damn Good Times. I still love the newspaper, but I'm tired of the liberal bias. That's why I reach for the Damn Good Times. Always full of interesting stories and great information, and you can have it delivered to your doorstep by calling 281-332-5710 or sending an email to news@thedamngoodtimes.com. Just $50 a year will get a full subscription. It's a great gift for all the patriots you know. Do it now.
What's up, Saints and Patriots? I'm Apostle Claver, a proud Texas nationalist, and I'm here to tell you about Texit. For 25 years, Daniel Miller has been working to see the rebirth of the Republic of Texas. His work has been hard, but his passion is deep. For many Texans, there is a deep yearning, a burning to see the prophecy of Sam Houston come true. But the desire of their hearts comes with many questions. Texit has the answer. It's the new book from Daniel Miller and Defiance Press. Texit, Why and How Texas Will Leave the Union. Texit charts the path to Texas independence. This riveting book of facts and philosophy will soothe your anxiety about the coming change and build your confidence that Texans can get it done. You'll want to buy several copies for your family and friends. Like I've said about this governmental mess, the only way out is out. And the best part of Texit, I'm in it. Texit, Why and How Texas Will Leave the Union. It's selling like hotcakes. Buy it on RagingElephantsRadio.com.
Here's how to use the RER app on your commute and get the latest Liberty 411. First, download the RER app on your smart device, phone or tablet, Apple or Android. Search Raging Elephants Radio in your App Store or Google Play and hit the search button on your keyboard. Connect your device to your car audio system. Do it via Bluetooth or auxiliary jack. You riding old school? Stick in some quality earbuds and enjoy the serious HD stereo. No excuses. It's here. RER app.
Numbers equal power. Spread the word about RagingElephantsRadio.com.
Angela, the box that rocks, the irrepressible one, is on the schedule. She'll be coming up in just a few moments. And, going to be busy again tonight. Texas Nationalist Movement's Legislative Action Workshop. Going to talk about that in a moment as well. But have you guys heard about the possibility of the Vatican and Pope Francis changing the wording of the Lord's Prayer? Have you heard this? I was a little bit worried. Some of you may be worried when you first hear this. Would love to get your comments on it. But the part where it says, do not lead us into temptation. I suppose the theologians, the linguists, the biblical scholars of the Vatican have come to the conclusion that that is not exactly an accurate interpretation. And what is being proposed as the change, what's being considered by the Holy See, is do not abandon us when in temptation or when tempted. Now, when I heard what they want to change it to, I'm like, wow, okay, that actually makes a bit more sense. Do not abandon us, do not lead us into temptation versus do not abandon us when in temptation. Now, what I have argued my days as an ordained minister of the gospel of the Lord Jesus Christ, an apostle even, I tell you, I would get into these conversations, these absolute total debates over which version of the Bible to use. There are those out there that are absolutely adamant that the only Bible that should be taught out of is the King James Version. There are those out there that still believe that. I've heard the most ridiculous stuff like, well, that's the way Jesus spoke. What? No, Jesus didn't speak in Old English. Jesus didn't speak in 16th century English, but I've actually heard that from those who lead flocks. They are supposed to be Bible scholars. I try to avoid making fun of people who use the King James Version or being condescending to those who use the King James Version. But my argument against using the King James Version is that what else in your life do you use that was created in the 16th century? Everything that you use in your life, everything about your life is better than what it was in the 1500s when the King James Version was published. Do you think medicine has improved since the 1500s? How about transportation? How about communication? How about housing? How about clothing? How about just the convenient amenities that we have in life on a daily basis that we simply take for granted? Improved through the generations of humanity. And as more knowledge is gained, greater invention is achieved. Innovation, straight out invention, something brand new that has never been thought of by a human being before, or something that has been dreamed of by humanity for centuries, and suddenly it is achieved. Improvement, betterment of everything. But somehow there are those within the Christian community that cling on to the King James Version of the Bible. Now, when I'm teaching from the pulpit, I usually use the NIV, the New International Version. It's popular, it's widely distributed, has a lot of market penetration when it comes to the Bible market. There are versions out there that are more accurate than the NIV for sure. But the thing about the NIV and other versions, translations of the Bible, is that it makes it easier for the consumer of God's word to understand what is being said. I really have to say, if I had to rely on the King James Version, I wouldn't be saved right now. I got saved because I began reading the Bible like it was a novel, essentially, in a version called the Good News. And the reading level is extremely low and extremely simple. But for the first time in my life, back in 1996 and 97, I was actually able to understand the Word of God. My point being that these translations, these versions of the Bible don't take away the divinity of the Word or the power of the Word. The spiritual empowerment of the words on the page doesn't do that. I don't think it dilutes the power of the Word. It's simply making God's Word easier to understand. And so if the Vatican believes that they have found a more accurate translation of the original text, the original Aramaic, or even the Latin, that states the Lord's Prayer should be changed from lead us not into temptation to do not abandon us when in temptation or when tempted. I hope it's not that controversial. If they have the academic backup on it, and they can do a PowerPoint presentation on this newfound accuracy of the translation, then I'm all down for it. I really am. I'm all down for it. I don't think it changes doctrine at all. I don't think it changes the Apostles' Creed at all. I don't think it changes the profound nature of the gospel, not one iota. And I'm pretty sure that if the Vatican follows through on this, that other denominations, Protestant denominations, and the Orthodox Church, which I don't know what their wording says on the Lord's Prayer, but even the Orthodox Church would probably follow suit. The Russian Orthodox, perhaps the Greek Orthodox, I'm pretty sure that they would follow suit, and even Messianic synagogues. But I find the whole conversation fascinating, and perhaps you have a thought on it. RagingElephantRadio.com, the rebellious voice of Texas liberty. We jump off into different subject matters, and most of us who are liberty-driven are believers. The Lord Jesus, after all, was the personification of liberty. 2 Corinthians 3:17, now the Lord is the Spirit, and where the Spirit of the Lord is, there is liberty. He's actually the personification of liberty, and certainly set us free by the work he achieved, completed on the cross, and coming out of the grave. So he is definitely a great liberator, the Lord Jesus Christ, and he belongs in the conversation on this program and on Raging Elephants Radio. Thought that was fascinating. Angela Box in just a few moments. Thanks a lot for joining me, whether by Facebook Live, RER Video YouTube channel, or by the Raging Elephants Radio app. Raging Elephants Radio, the rebellious voice of Texas liberty.
Hartman, the power of proven results.
One of the premier property management companies in Texas, providing below-market rates with above-market amenities and service. Hartman has owned and operated commercial office properties since 1983, offering premium office space at an affordable price by saving businesses a significant amount of money by keeping taxes, utilities, and maintenance low. With over 30 years in commercial leasing in Houston, San Antonio, and Dallas, we have learned exactly what our customers require.
Hartman, the power of proven results.
Managed on Christian principles with a strong dedication to community benevolence. Whether you need 1,000 or 10,000 square foot of office space, Hartman has that space in one of nearly 50 Texas locations.
Hartman, the power of proven results.
Energy-efficient buildings, customer-friendly experts, supporters of conservative causes. A Texas-owned and operated business for 30 years. A proud corporate sponsor of RagingElephantsRadio.com.
Hartman, the power of proven results.
Visit Hartman online, hi-REIT.com. Call 800-880-2212 or click the ad on RagingElephantsRadio.com. Stop smoking and enjoy it. Electronic cigarette vaporizers. More than an actual product, this is the name of the company that's going to lead you to a tobacco-free life. Apostle Claver here. ECV is where I went to break my cigar usage. Now I'm a happy vape fan. Vaping, healthy, more socially acceptable. The new cool thing. No one's better in Texas to intro you to the world and tech of vaping than electronic cigarette vaporizers. Bart, Chantal, Max, and Chris will teach you every feature of the dozens of vaping devices to choose from. ECV has a cornucopia of flavors, from fruity to cookies or even tobacco, each made from all natural products. No carcinogens, no smoky smell, and the choice of nicotine levels. Slowly drop your nic level down to 0 and break your tobacco habit with no jitters or stress while enjoying relaxing inhalation. You've been wanting to do it, so do it. Stop smoking and enjoy it. Electronic cigarette vaporizers, 2755 Gessner in Houston. Call 713-939-8273, 713-939-VAPE, or see the ad on RagingElephantsRadio.com.
Green Air Technology will sanitize, sterilize, and defunkifies your home. Our treatment utilizes a high-output biocleaner to eradicate bacteria, germs, and airborne pathogens and allergens in any home, vehicle, or facility. So if your facility or home smells funky like a bow-legged monkey, call Green Air Technologies. We are dedicated to eliminating odor and airborne contaminants at home, at work, or even in your vehicle. Now featuring Biosphere. Call Jim Green at 346-254-9217 or go to greenairtech.com. 346-254-9217 or go to greenairtech.com.
When Andrew Jackson ran for president in 1828, his opponents called him a jackass. Jackson liked the image so much, it became the mascot of the new Democratic Party.
The battle for liberty rages in every Texas community, none more so than in the nation's fourth largest city, Houston, Texas. A tyrannical mayor denies the right to vote to the citizens of the city, signs executive orders that violate the Texas Constitution and the charter of the city, and issues subpoenas for the sermons of pastors. And when the frontline leaders against the mayor's totalitarian agenda wanted a broadcast partner for their Faith, Family, and Freedom tour, who did they request? RagingElePhantsRadio.com.
There are a lot of great folks that we owe a big debt of gratitude for promoting this issue from day one. I want to recognize my friend Claver and the folks over at Raging Elephants over here. He was on it from day one. Every single week this man talks about this issue. And so thank you, Claver, for never giving in, never backing down, and continuing to be that loud conservative voice.
RagingElePhantsRadio.com, the rebellious voice of Texas liberty.
Find Raging Elephants Radio on Twitter at RE Radio Texas.
I'm getting cranked up and ready for tonight's session with Teresa Beckmeyer at 7 p.m., the Texas Nationalist Movement's Legislative Action Workshop. Another big session tonight with Teresa Beckmeyer. She's the executive director for the Freedom Caucus under the Pink Dome, and they're going to be a busy bunch come the 2019 legislative session. Tonight, 7 p.m. If you want to sign up for that video conference, it's absolutely, totally free. Go to tnm.me/TNMLaw, TNMLAW, for Legislative Action Workshop. You have to reserve your seat in the video conference room, and you will receive a unique URL link to get into the conference room via email. And then on January 3rd, Jonathan Stickland is going to be on. And so I want to encourage you guys to go over to tnm.me and sign up. Right now, I want you to encourage you to listen to the irrepressible one. It's the box that rocks. Angela Box, a little bit under the weather. Hi, Angela.
Hello, darling. How are you?
Oh, my goodness. When you said your voice was scratchy. Oh, but it's still sexy. It's still Angela. It's still sexy, Angela.
Thank you. I'm just not 100% today, as you could see.
Poor Angela. Oh no! And then we had to move your day and all of that.
I know. But we made it work.
And Tracy, who was on previous to you, Raging Elephants Radio, Tracy Shannon, she says that you can tutor her kids anytime.
Oh, I love Tracy. Yeah, so I'm doing that in addition to, working with the consultant. So, yeah, it's really nice to be able to teach a little bit again. It's really neat.
She was talking about, we were talking about the whole drag queen story time thing where she's involved in following and trying to defeat. And she was making mention of how a teacher lost his job. I think she said it was in Virginia, I believe, because he used the wrong pronoun for a transgender student, right? And then I made mention of the fact that, essentially the same thing happened to you. You made, comments of levity, serious, but levity, dealing with bacon on a local YouTube program, political commentary and comedy, and you lost your job. They went after you with a vengeance.
Yes, they did. But, as they say, I had a friend named Tammy, and she told me when all this went down, she said, Angela, I know it doesn't feel like it now, but this is going to be the best thing that ever happened to you. And she was right, because, I love teaching, but I didn't like all the other crap that went along with it. And I love politics, and now I get to kind of do both. And that's really neat. So it all worked out in the end. But this drag queen library thing is crazy. Like, what? Why? What is the point of this? It's a stick in the eye to people. It's like, we're going to force you to accept this. That's not tolerance. That's called fascism. And it's like, why in the world would the Houston Public Library think it was appropriate to have drag queens reading stories to children? It makes no sense. So I'm glad that Tracy's kind of spearheading that.
Yeah, and I make mention of the fact, Angela, that they don't have any problems in pushing out that agenda because they're the biggest bullies on the planet. The leftists, the neo-moralist, they're the biggest bullies on the planet. You better not say certain words. You better not speak against certain agenda items, objectives that the movement has. I mean, Kevin Hart, poor guy,
the Twitter that he got in trouble for was something so innocuous, like, if my daughter brought home a little boy to play with and he wanted to play with her dollhouse, he'd pull him aside and say, son, that's gay. You don't want to do that. I mean, that is so innocuous. And Kevin Hart's funny. He is funny. And then, the Heisman Trophy winner, who also, when they combed his Twitter to find crap from, 9 years ago, it's like, this is just ridiculous. This is ridiculous that they think that they can go back and play gotcha with conservatives. Yet, Kathy Griffin can, do a decapitation of Donald Trump. Joy Behar can call Meghan McCain an entitled bitch. And nothing happens. Not one thing happens to these leftists. And it's such a massive double standard. And we are really in Brave New World 1984 territory where people are afraid to just be normal anymore. The abnormal has become normal, and it's frightening.
Talking with Angela, the Box That Rocks Raging Elephants contributor, follows pop culture and the hot topics of the day. I'll get back to the drag queen story time and all of that a little bit later, Angela, but I know you are itching to talk about the showdown in the Oval Office yesterday between Trump and Weepy Schumer and the Wicked Witch of the West, Nancy Pelosi. That was something to see, wasn't it?
It was amazing to see. And what I loved about it was that he brings them in. It's like, so he brings old Stretch and Schmuck into the Oval, and he sits down, and the cameras are there, and they think, oh, the press is going to leave. He's like, no, they're staying. And what I love about it is he put them on record as to where they really stand on border security. They don't want border security. They don't want the wall. It's very clear they want sanctuary states, illegal aliens. And so I love the fact that he put them on record after the crap week he has had with the media, onslaught about the stupidity of an NDA being reneged upon, and that's how he's going to jail, which is insane. But the fact that he just completely turned it around on them and was like, let's get you on record, y'all. He's a master. It's really something to see.
Well, the tables are turning on a lot of stuff. I mean, now we find out Flynn is saying, you know what, I'm going after you guys for setting me up.
Yeah.
And then, you look at the case of Michael Cohen, and it's like, there's nothing. I mean, and how they, in my view, set him up. I mean, it's all these people, Manafort, Cohen, Flynn, their lives would be just fine if they hadn't attached themselves to Donald Trump.
Right. It's so scary. And it's like it's the get Trump mentality is so pervasive, and it's like it makes Trump supporters dig in even more and say, I'm not abandoning this guy. Are you kidding? He's literally the only one who's doing anything. And has he gotten everything done? No. But you know what? I like his balls. He's like, I'm doubling down. I'll take the heat. We're shutting this down if we don't get the border wall. He has to.
What do you think, Angela? Is it going to happen? Is he going to get the border wall? You think he is? My money, if I was a betting man, I would say no, especially with the Democrats holding the purse strings. I think there's too many squishy rhinos in the House of Representatives, even the spending battle right now to get it done. I think there's too many rhinos that don't want the wall either. I'm pessimistic. When it comes to Washington, I'm just pessimistic.
There are, but there are also people. Trump has increased the defense budget, and they are saying, well, it's national security, so we'll take it out of there. I mean, there's work around things, and I'm so glad he's got Stephen Miller up there, who's just brilliant. He used to work for former Attorney General Sessions as his immigration guy. This little dude is just keeping him on the straight and narrow. It's like, you got to get this done. You got to get this done. Well, Trump realizes if he doesn't build this wall, the chances of being reelected are greatly diminished. Forget the economy. I mean, it's nonstop attacks. He's got to get this done. And so putting Schmuck and Stretch on notice yesterday was a thing of beauty. And it's like, you guys are not for border security. And they tried him and all that. We gave you 1 point. That's not enough. We need all 5. And then Chuck, they were so defensive. It was awesome. And then the press conference they held afterward, they were pissed because Trump stuck it to them and made them show all their cards. It's great. My voice is going. So.
Okay, before your voice goes, Angela, there's one thing I want to get back to. You were talking about digging up old stuff and sticking it to people. Kevin Hart, Kyler Murray, the kid from Allen, Texas, the new Heisman Trophy winner. They went and dug up stuff. I'm going to go dig it. They're giving me an idea. I'm going to go dig up some stuff on some of these new Democrats that just got elected to the Pink Dome. I'm going to go back through their Twitter accounts and Facebook pages and see what kind of ridiculous stuff they posted.
You should.
I am. I'm going to find some ridiculous stuff that they've done, ridiculous policies that they've proposed. Because as leftists, as members of the Jackass Party, I'm sure that they have posted some ridiculous stuff. But you know how dangerous this is? I'm going to go back. I don't know how I'm going to present it, but I'm going to go all the way back to Eddie Murphy's Delirious video. You remember that? When he was in his red leather, and there was like a whole 10 or 12 minutes, if not more, of anti-homosexual comedy. He talked about Mr. T being homosexual, Michael Jackson being homosexual, or homosexuals in general. It was a whole section. In fact, he did so many jokes about homosexuals that people were saying, well, is he one? Because he sure does joke a whole lot about him. Is he frauding and projecting here? Is he one too? I mean, those are the type of things that can ruin someone's career, right? A simple tweet from 10 years ago, or 5 years ago, or 6 years ago. I mean, poor Eddie Murphy, he must be sitting there going, please don't look at some of my old material. Angela.
Well, the Eddie Murphys of the world, or even Kevin Hart, is going to be okay financially. But you think about just regular people, though. If you're interviewing for a job, how far back are they going to look on your social media? If you say something that they deem inappropriate, you don't get your job. You do a Google search on my name, the most awful things come up that people still think I said or whatever. And so these things that the internet is forever, as they say, and it shouldn't be used as a weapon against people. You should be free to say what you think, and as long as you're not making threats or using racial slurs or being a hateful person, I mean, whatever. So some people have different opinions about homosexuality. It is what it is. It's not like it's a joke. It's a joke. And I just think that more and more people need to stand up and say, I'm not going to fire someone because of something he said 10 years ago or last week. I don't care. He has a right to say what he wants to say on his own Twitter.
The rules change daily, and the biggest bulliest on the planet are the leftists, are those who are supposed to be the arbiters of what's politically correct. They're the most dangerous. They're the biggest bullies on the planet. They are the biggest danger to freedom of speech, all of our liberties, in fact, because they're on the left. They believe in governmental control. Government is their God, Angela. I'm going to take mercy on you with your poor voice. Oh, Angela, please feel better. really soon.
Thank you. Thank you. I'll talk to you soon.
You can't be sick in the holiday season. There's too much partying to get done, Angela. You know that, right?
No